video we'll be dealing with the exercise 1.5 of NCERT chapter number systems. For the previous exercises, please do check my previous videos. Now without further ado, let's start solving. I will do the examples as well, but before that I have a small basics for you guys to learn, which is just a minute or so. It is this. Don't get confused. I'll explain you what is this. It's very simple. It's there in your NCERT as well. I have written it in abbreviations to make things simple. So this exercise is revolving around your operations on real numbers. So it just has these three basic points. It is written in words in your NCERT. To make things simple, I've written it like this. All they're trying to tell you is point 1. Sum of a rational number and an irrational number is an irrational number. Okay, and the difference, that is rational number minus irrational number or irrational number minus a rational number, is irrational number. All they mean to say is either the sum or the difference of rational and irrational numbers always is irrational number. That's it. That is simple. For you guys, to make it convenient for you guys, I've written it like this. Don't get confused, please. And the second basic point is the product of rational number or irrational number is an irrational number, and the quotient, that is rational number divided by irrational number or irrational number divided by rational number, is irrational. What they mean to say is the product or the quotient of rationals and irrationals will always remain irrational. And the third simple point is irrational number, that is the sum of irrational numbers, the difference or the quotient and the product of two irrational numbers, irrational number can be either irrational or rational. That is it. These are the three simple points that you just have to remember. That was simple, right? Let's start with the examples. Example 12 asks you if 7 root 5, 7 by root 5, root 2 plus 21, pi minus 2 are irrational or not. This is your NCERT example 12. Now to find out whether it's irrational or not, if you check my previous video, I have told you that root of a prime number is always irrational. 5 is a prime number and root of it is always irrational. Again, there you go. Root 5, it's irrational. Root 2, it's a prime number, it's irrational. What do you mean by irrational? That when you put it into decimal expansion, it's going to be a non-terminating, non-recurring decimal expansion. Again, pi, what is pi? 3.1415, and it goes on. It doesn't stop, right? So it is a non-terminating recurring expansion when you actually consider the value of pi, right? Now, according to our rules, if you see the question, 7 is a rational number and root 5 is an irrational number. As I told you, the root of any prime number is an irrational number. Right, 7 is a rational number, but root 5 is an irrational number. So they are multiplying rational with an irrational. In the basics, I have taught you that rational into irrational is always irrational. Therefore, this first one is irrational. Right, and the second one, again, if you look at the basics that I've taught you, even the quotient of rational and irrational comes out to be irrational. So the second one is also irrational. The sum of irrational and rational is going to be an irrational number. See, this 21 is a whole number which is rational, whereas root 2 is a square root of a prime number 2. That is, it's a non-terminating recurring decimal expansion. So the sum of irrational and rational will always be irrational. Again, pi is a irrational number because its expansion, decimal expansion, is non-terminating recurring. The difference of a rational and an irrational number, or an irrational minus rational is always irrational. So I hope that was clear. All of them were irrational numbers. The next question is example 13. They are asking you to add 2 root 2 plus 5 root 3 and root 2 minus 3 root 3. They are asking you to add both of these terms. These are simple. Let me tell you how. First, put them in an equation form, which is 2 root 2 plus 5 root 3 plus root 2 minus 3 root 3. Right. Now, Even if you open this bracket, it's going to be same, so yeah, don't worry about the bracket. Now group the like terms, which is group the numbers which have root 2 and group the numbers which have root 3. Let us group it. 2 root 2 plus root 2 plus 5 root 3 minus 3 root 3. Now in this you have root 2 common and in this you have root 3 common. It's very simple. You just have to take root 2 common and write the remaining numbers. Again take root 3 common and write the remaining numbers. On adding this you get 3. Let us put 3 in front of 2, and on subtracting this you get 2. Let us put 2 in front of root 3, and this is what you get, like the way you've got in the example. Let us do the next example, which is example 14, multiplying 6 root 5 by 2 root 5. This is again pretty simple. All you have to do is this. But yes, you know that 6 root 5 can be written as 6 into root 5, isn't it? It is the same. When you multiply, you will get this. I'm just trying to expand. Again, this 2 root 5 can be written as 2 into root 5. Now, again, group similar types of terms so that it's convenient for you to multiply. It is very simple multiplication, you guys. Now 6 2s is 12, and since it is multiplication of 2 roots and similar numbers inside, a root is going to get cancelled however, and it's going to be 5, which is 60. I hope you understood that. Answer is 60. Now we will go to the next example, which is example 15. They are asking you to divide 8 root 15 by 2 root 3. Now this is actually pretty simple. I'll tell you how. This might look a bit difficult, but yes, it's simple. Now all you have to do is write it in the form of the question first. And how can we write root 15? Isn't 15 equal to 3 into 5? Right. So we can write it as 8 root 3 into root 5. Now when you multiply both of these, you will get root 15. Now since it's division, put it in the denominator. And now 8 root 3 divided by 2 root 3 into root 5. The reason I've done this is you can cancel these, and 2 1s are 2 4s are, and the answer would be 4 root 5. Right? Before starting with the rest of the examples, I just wanted to share a few basics with you guys. This is there in your NCERT, but yeah, I just wanted to show it to you guys in just one single shot so that you can take a screenshot of it and refer to it easily. So yeah, please take a screenshot. Before that, I just want to tell you guys that I am making NCERT so simpler for you. I am giving all the examples and solutions for you guys along with the formula. You need not even open your NCERT textbook, and if I have by any ways made your NCERT math simpler, please do consider clicking that subscribe button out there. It will encourage me to make more such videos. And yeah, with that, the first formula they are teaching you is root AB is equal to root A into root B. These are just simple formulas that you have to remember, you guys. The second formula is root A by B is equal to root A by root B. The third formula is root A plus root B into root A minus root B, which is same as A plus B into A minus B, is nothing but A minus B. It looks like that, but it's not similar to that. The fourth formula is A plus root B into A minus root B is A square minus B. Please remember all these formulae. And yeah, the fifth one is root A plus root B into root C plus root D is root AC plus root AD plus root BC plus root BD. That is all sorts of combinations. And the last formula is root A plus root B the whole square is equal to A plus 2 root AB plus B. This is similar to A plus B whole square formula. And yeah, with that, this ends the basics, and now we'll start solving the remaining example. The example 16, the sub question is 5 plus root 7 into 2 plus root 5. For such type of formation or whatever you call it, you don't have a formula. given in the NCERT. So yeah, we'll quickly finish off the remaining examples. Yeah, so example 16, first one, not all the questions will be based on the formulas that are given in the textbook. This is just normal simplification. Should be very quick at doing this. It's just distributive multiplication and addition. So yeah, 5 into 2 plus root 5. Right, again plus root 7 into 2 plus root 5, that is plus 7 into 2 plus root 5. Right, now quick multiplication, 5 2s are 10 and 5 into root 5 is 5 root 5 plus 2 into root 7 is 2 root 7 plus root a into root b. There is a formula that is root a into root b is root ab, that is under root 7 into 5, which is 35. So this is their final answer. The next question. Now this is according to the identity, which is a plus root b into a minus root b, but here a, b both are 5, doesn't matter. However, a plus root b into a minus root b formula is, the result is a square minus b. So here a and b both are 5, so just substitute it, which is 5 square minus 5, which is 25 minus 5, which is 20. That's it. Next. Now root 3 plus root 7 the whole square, there is an identity again, root a plus root b the whole square, which is a plus 2 root ab plus b. This is the end result of the formula root a plus root b the whole square. So all you have to do is just substitute. You guys also shouldn't be sitting and writing the entire formula. You should know the end results and just substitute it without wasting time. So yeah, 3 plus 7 is 10 plus 2 root of 7 3s are 21. So that's your final answer. Next. Root a minus root b into root a plus root b. This is again a formula, root a plus root b into root a minus root b, which is the end result is a minus b. And just substitute. 11 minus 7 is 4. Pretty simple. Now we'll move on to the next example, which is example 17. Rationalize the denominator of 1 by root 2. Whether or not they tell you to rationalize the denominator, this is the one which has to be rationalized, because root 2 is an irrational number. Why is it an irrational number? Because it's a never ending decimal, as I've taught you before. Now how do you rationalize it? Very simple. Whatever irrational number is there in the denominator, multiply it to the numerator and the denominator. Right, now 1 into root 2 is root 2, and root a into root a is nothing but a. Root 2 into root 2 is 2. So this is your rationalization. Done. The same way, let's quickly do it. Example 18, 1 by 2 plus root 3. You got to again rationalize the denominator. Whether or not they say, you should be able to understand that. 1 by 2 plus root 3 into, now what should you do? Here I'll teach you one thing, that is, when there is a single number, you will just have to multiply it in the numerator and denominator. When you have two numbers with a symbol, just if it is positive, put a negative sign. That is, if it is 2 plus root 3, now write it as 2 minus root 3. That's it. That's the only change you guys got to remember. And 1 into 2 minus root 3 is 2 minus root 3 divided by 2 plus root 3 into 2 minus root 3 is nothing but 4 minus 3 is equal to 2 minus root 3. Reason being 4 minus 3 is 1. And here a plus root b into a minus root b, please use the identity which is a square minus b. Right, so a square is what? 2 square is 4, and 3 root 3 the whole square is 3, which ends up at 1. That's how I got 4 minus 3. Don't get confused. Okay, you guys should be able to do it. Next, the last question, the example 19, which is rationalize the denominator again. This might seem a bit tricky, but it's not. I'll tell you how. 5 divided by root 3 minus root 5, right? Now multiply the denominator. Do not mind if there is any number other than 1 in the numerator. If it is rational, do not mind it. Now this is irrational. As I told you, the same trick. There is a negative symbol. So put a positive symbol and multiply it both the numerator and the denominator. This is your distributive multiplication, right? Now you got to do the distributive multiplication. Now again, this is root a minus root b into root a plus root b formula. Very important. You guys know root a minus root b into root a plus root b. The end result is a minus b. Substitute a minus b, you will get a negative 2, right? 3 minus 5 is what? Minus 2. So just put it here and that's your answer. If you want to keep it more precisely like the NCERT has kept, just transfer the negative symbol there and that's it, right? I hope that was simple. Last example, example 20. It's very simple. 1 divided by 7 plus 3 root 2. Right, now here the rationalization, do not get confused, it's the same changing of the sign, multiplying it with both numerator and denominator. 1 into 7 minus 3 root 2 is 7 minus 3 root 2 divided by. Now, NCERT is directly given you 49 minus 18. I'll teach you how 49 minus 18 has come. Either you can apply your identity or you can just go ahead with the expansion method or the distributive multiplication. It's very simple. I'll explain. 7 into 7 is 49. Plus into minus is minus. Now 3 root 2 into 3 root 2. 3 into 3 is 9 into root 2 into root 2 is 2. So that's how you have got 9 2s are 18, right? That's why you've got 49 minus 18, or you can apply the identity. However, normal expansion is simpler. So the final answer is 7 minus 3 root 2 divided by 30.